Hi everyone, it's Steven here. It's time to yank the engine out of the Mustang. So if you want to stick around for that one, we'll show you some of the highlights. I'm not going to go through the whole thing step by step, but show you some of the highlights. So see you in a bit. Thanks. Hi everyone, thanks for sticking around. So we're gonna do the engine removal. Let's just take a quick peek. I'm not gonna cover the whole thing, one nut at a time type of thing, because it's gonna take me forever. So, and I want to get it done. So just a couple things. Let me flip the camera around. So underneath the vehicle, obviously. I'm gonna take the tranny out with the engine, so it'll all be one unit, and I'll disconnect it later. I've got to loosen up the, let's get that light back going. I gotta loosen up. It's kind of hard to hold the light and do this. Loosen up the tranny bolts. There's the bracket for the tranny right here. So I'll have to loosen that up. I've got to disconnect the tranny lines as well. The transmission fluid's leaking, so it doesn't really matter. Got to disconnect the, come over here, speedo cable. Got to disconnect the linkage as well for the shifter. Engine mount bolts. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. The engine mount bolts right there. And there, probably need a little bit of oil before. Can you see that one? It's kind of hard to see. The starter in the way right there. So I gotta lubricate that. I'll drain out the radiator. Where's the drain plug on that? I think it's already been removed. Yeah, the drain plug's already been removed on the radiator. So I don't think there's anything in there. Drain plug is like right, supposed to be there. Okay, so I had pulled that out months ago. The radiator leaks. I'll disconnect the hoses, and then I gotta go up top, start pulling out power steering and stuff like that. Sorry, disconnecting power steering and, let's flip this around. Disconnect, ooh, scary stuff. I gotta disconnect the power steering and alternator and all that stuff, but we'll wait till we get to the top there. So a couple things to do down here. I'll lower it down on the ground and then take everything from there. See y'all in a bit. Okay, so the hood's been removed. I ripped out the radiator, just a couple screws, to be honest with you, and the hoses and the transmission lines had to be disconnected. There's the bottom hose, top hose. I kept the hoses. I'm going to be replacing them, but I just wanted to keep them just for the shape and stuff. When I go to replace them, I know what I'm getting the right stuff. I guess that's called the export brackets. I got to remove those. You see there's that one's bent to rat shit. Just making mental notes of all my locations and stuff like that. The wire connections and whatnot. So most of this stuff was kind of torn apart already. So I think that's for a choke or whatever. Make note of the spacers for the power steering. Obviously my fuel line, that's getting all replaced. Spacer for the alternator, the brackets, and the locations. Right? Just making mental note of all these things. I'll probably replace them or powder coat them at a minimum, to be honest with you, right? Obviously it looks like this water pump's been replaced at one point, but get a car this year, it's gonna be messed with, right? That's about it. I gotta pull out a little clip here holding the throttle, right? Kick down, doesn't really matter. It's hooked to the transmission. My booster over there, I'll have to replace the booster. I'm not gonna take a chance with that. Don't want to be going down the road and no brakes, right? Just make a note of where it's all installed. There was a Holly carb on here before, but it was trash, right? So, again, just make a note of wires and their connectors and stuff like that. And hose connections, for the most part, it's for the heater. Again, that's about it. I'll take the exhaust manifolds off so I can see if the header fits while this is still in the engine. That's it for the most part. Okay, export brackets are gone. Radiator is out, it's been removed. I just removed the alternator, right? Let's make it a note of the wires and their connections and stuff, right? Just a little mental note here, not a mental note, but a video note, right? And this wire was just kind of sitting over by the carb. So I'm not sure, that might have been somebody's hack or whatever the case may be. But that's basically the hookup of the alternator. So I gotta now take off the power steering pump. It's gotta come off. I'll take off all the brackets. I'll take off the fan. Motor mounts are already done. That's pretty much it from what I can think of. I'm going to work on the exhaust manifolds. I want to take those off. Technically, I could probably yank the engine with them on, but I want to, while the engine's still in here, I want to take off the exhaust manifolds and try out those headers and just make sure I know they fit the head. No problems there, but I just want to make sure that they're going to fit the car. I'm not concerned about the passenger side. That'll pretty much fit. No problems. It's the driver's side here that I worry about the most. So anyways, we'll see you in a bit after that one. So that's it. Well, looks like it's pretty much ready to come out now. Couldn't take the exhaust manifolds off. There's a couple bolts there. They're just starting to strip. It's like, no. So I'm gonna have to pull the engine out, take the exhaust manifolds off, pop it back in, test those headers. So a little bit of extra work, but you know what? I'd rather do it now than when it's all nice and clean and polished in here and find out that the headers don't fit after I bang things up. So anything else? A couple vacuum lines I got to take off in the back. I got a ground over here down at the bottom. Right down there. That's got to come off. Apart from that, everything else looks good. Gas line's already been disconnected. I cut it. Apart from that, yeah, it's ready to go. So once I start yanking it out, I'll probably put on a time lapse for you folks so you can see me struggle. All right, so see y'all in a bit. Hi everyone. So the engine is ready to come out. I tested the header on the driver's side because that's the part that I was worried about, and the header fits beautifully. Basically, I don't think there's anything else I need to do here. Oh, I just noticed something. I just got to disconnect the cable back there. There's a plug right over. Let's zoom in. Right there. I got to disconnect. Anyways, oh, and the throttle. So I'm noticing a few things. It's first thing in the morning right now. So what I'm going to do is I'll set this up. Oh, what I still have to do is the transmission bracket that goes across the bottom of the transmission in the back or underneath. I got to pull out, the bolts are loose. I just got to pull out the 2 bolts, and this way the tranny will drop and the engine will angle and I'll be able to pop it out. There's my engine hoist. I borrowed off the son-in-law, and I got a little visitor here. See them? Little chipmunk. Little buggers are trying to find their winter home right now. So anyways, I'll put it on time lapse so you get to check it out. So see y'all in a bit. that's it, everybody. Thanks for sticking around and watching the video. If you stuck around this long, hey, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Again, there's no content without you subscribers out there, okay? And if you found this even the slightest bit amusing, hit the thumbs up. Again, I'd appreciate that. That's it. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Bye now.